Happy Friday everyone, looking forward to the weekend. I've just put the cushions out on my sofa in the garden. It looks like it's going to be a nice afternoon. Fingers crossed it's going to be a nice weekend for you all to spend lots of lovely active time with your families. So a quick message for this Friday. In the past we've talked about having treats. And we need to establish kind of like a ground rule, if you like, for what a treat is. And also when you say to people, oh, I rarely have that, and rarely means that you don't have it very often. So you need to work out actually whether you have it very often or not, because once before, I think last month, we talked about chocolates and I mentioned alcohol, and on weekends generally most of you probably are thinking that you might, not everybody has a glass of wine at the weekend, but it might be something that you're tempted to have. Now, we've talked about alcohol before and I will talk about it again for those of you that weren't around when we talked about that, but today we're just going to talk about literally the way you plan and how it all fits in, because I think what a lot of people do with the treats side of your meal plans and diets, you've got to remember that 80-20 rule. So 80% of the time, if you're eating all the good stuff, so you're eating your whole grains, your fruit and veg, and you're getting your lean proteins and healthy fats in, then 20% of the time you can have a bit more of the fun stuff, but it still needs to be planned, because the 80-20 still needs to fit into the calorie amount, the calorie allowance that your body needs. So if you want to stay exactly the same as you are, then you eat the number of calories that you burn. If you want to lose a little bit of weight, then you need to eat less than you burn. And if you want to put on a bit of weight, then you can eat a little bit more than you burn. And that is a basic bottom line. There's no way around it. It's always been the case. It will always be the case. But within those calorie allowances we each have, and it will be different for each of us, that we decide, we make healthy choices. So theoretically, yes, you could have your 1500 or 2000 calories a day all in Mars bars if you wanted to, but you wouldn't be particularly healthy, and I wouldn't advise any of you do that. But so you need to sort of balance it out and have all the things that I just said, your fruit and veg, your whole grains, etc., etc. Now, if you have those treats, you need to be realistic with yourself, because people will say to me, oh, you know, I have a glass of wine at the weekend, or I have some chocolate at the weekend, or a bit each day, or whatever it may be. Then that is your meal plan. That's part of your diet. So if you were writing a meal plan for me and you were telling me what you had, then pretty much 7 days a week it would be in there. So what I mean is, if it is Friday night, if you're going to have a glass of wine tonight, and then next Friday you do the same thing, and last Friday you did the same thing, and most Fridays you do that, then that's what you always do, and therefore it's part of your meal plan. So what you've got to do is you've got to just say to yourself that that isn't really a treat. I suppose it's the treat part of your meal plan, but it's not occasional, because there's a Friday in every week, and there always will be a Friday in a week, and it comes around every 7 days. So it's actually not rare, it's occasional. It's not rare, it's occasional. It's not rare, it's regular, and so you have to build it in. So I'm not saying that you need to definitely put that into your diet, because it's not the greatest thing to have, but this is a lifestyle program. We all want to have a little bit of fun, so we need some fun foods in there too, but they have to make up part of your overall allowance. Okay, so you don't have your 15 calories, 100 calories a day, and then some chocolate, and then some whatever it may be, wine, beer, or then some, I can't think of another treat that you may give yourself, but you've got to factor all of that in. Now, equally, I'm not saying that you should have 400 calories a night in chocolate or wine and then not eat your fruit and veg. You do have to make sure that you make it realistic and build that all in. So if it is something that you do, and you look at your diet and you think, actually, I do it on a fairly regular basis, even if it's every other week, it's still not occasional, it is a little bit more regular, then bear that in mind and put it into your psyche that it is actually part of you and what you do and your habits and your lifestyle. Now, it might be something you want to change to make your lifestyle better. It might be something that you think, no, you know what, as part of my life I want to have that in there, but to live a healthy long life, then if I get all this other stuff around it to be really good, then it won't matter that I have that on a weekly basis. Okay, so do you get that? You need to make sure that you understand you, your habits, your food patterns, and then the overall concept is that if you want to lose a bit of weight, you eat slightly less, but if you're dissatisfied with the current weight you're at. So you can keep everything exactly the same and just eat less of it. You could probably tweak certain things to make it slightly healthier, and then allow yourself to have some of the fun stuff as well. And that would be my recommendation. That's why I say 80-20. If 80% of the time you eat all the really good stuff, 20% of the time that you can have some of the more of the fun stuff. All right, I hope that works. I hope that makes sense to you all. Enjoy your weekend, and I will catch up with you all again tomorrow. Bye.